So Morcabe is at a conference. He's questioning why these allegations have been brought up, and he goes on to say, "I'm sorry, Mrs. Bantam, but there is simply no evidence to support your claims. Morcabe Industries is immediately well respected and provides employment opportunities for hundreds of citizens. I find your claims to be downright outlandish, if I may be so bold. Perhaps your son simply left for pastures new on some adventure or another. He most certainly wouldn't be the first." Next panel goes on to say that Diana is walking up to the man, and Morcabe goes on to say, "Be careful, Miss Palmer. Some stones are not meant to be upturned." Diana goes on to meet the Phantom, and I think she might help the Phantom with his queries. Diana goes on to say, "I'm ready." The Phantom in the next part, which is a very big panel than you'd usually see in like a usual few publication story. And he goes on to say, "Once Devil sets the cat amongst the pigeons, I'll move." Then he goes on to say, "After you evacuate any night shift miners, get yourself clear." He then goes on to say, "Once I give the signal, let them have it." Diana goes on, "I'll take care of it. Do you know how you're going to deal with her?" "I'll improvise." "Yes, I'll improvise." Which is, yeah. The Phantom's obviously going to improvise and try and do something or try and create a distraction for Diana. We go on to the next page where there's some horses actually creating a distraction. So we're getting into the mine. The horses, they're doing some sort of distraction, and a bad guy says, "Wolf, wolf in the stables." And then a poison dart comes and is on their neck. Dun, dun, dun. So the Phantom then tries and detonates some some bombs, and he goes and says, "See you soon." He then detonates them and tripwires them, and Morcabe comes. He says, "Did you seriously expect me to be in there, waiting like a frightened child?" The daughter goes on to say, "So Phantom, shall you face me now?" Then the fight scene breaks out loose. Not quite yet. And then he whistles to his wolf, and he then takes out Morcabe and the daughter at once and says, "Now! What have you done? My job!" It's getting really intense right now. As you can see in my voice as we're doing this comic. Yeah. "Go, I shall deal with this vandal. Kill him. Ah! Oh, wham!" Then it goes on to the next page, and the daughter says, "You disappoint me, Ghost, who walks. I have heard so many whispers of your martial prowess. And here you stand, a simple thus." The Phantom goes on to say, "I need not prove anything to you, you who protect so vile a man." He then goes on to say, the daughter goes on to say, "And protect him? I have. You have failed, Ghost. Mr. Morcabe roams free. Is that so? The Phantom says. Bark, bark. My companion has just taken your employer and into custody, as I am about to do with you. Indeed, well played, Ghost. Perhaps you are worthy after all. And then the daughter throws one of her swords at the Phantom in a judo sort of way. And we go into the next page. Phantom and Diana meet in the main sort of panel and we take off from there. The Phantom says, "Gone." He then goes on to say, we've enough here to prove Morcabe is the Baron and nail him to the wall. Idiot kept copies of his shipping documents on site. That's what Diana said in the middle sort of panel. And then the Phantom goes on to say, "That's it then. Come on, boy." He then drags Morcabe and let's go home. And then we actually get to see like a little bit about Lee Falk, who, if you didn't know, Lee Falk was creator of Mandrake the Magician and the Phantom. And if you didn't know this, on the 17th of February, which is nearly in the next couple of weeks, the Phantom was launched the King Features launched his new script called The Phantom, and that was back in 1936. 3 years until we would hit World War II. And so the Phantom was basically the first ever superhero. It's the first ever clad in one-piece suit with a hood and fitted black eye mask, which the black eye mask with the white little zips in near his eyes are very, very popular. And back in the day, Lee Falk had created a legacy called 400 Years Old of basically Phantom ancestors and Phantom relatives and all that sort of stuff. And I would just like to say, for the next 15 years, when we get to the 100th anniversary of the Phantom, I would just like to say it's the best comic strip in the world. And yeah, you can't get any better than the Phantom. I know there's Iron Man, there's Spider-Man, there's the Panther and all that sort of stuff, but the Phantom is basically the one who made all this possible. Lee Falk is the one who made all of the superheroes possible, and that's why we get to see Iron Man, Captain America, Batman, and a lot of other characters. If it wasn't for the Phantom, they probably wouldn't exist. So thank you for watching these last two parts of the Scarlet Sapphire made by Lightning Strike Comics, and I will be putting a link down to their website and all contact information in the description of this video down below. And as always, keep PhantomCaving. And on one page that I didn't actually show in the video, which I'm now going to do, is the back cover. So in the back cover, when this book actually came out, there was a half-past Dangers 2 story, and it was called Dead to Reaches. It was done by IDW Publishing. So I hope you enjoyed part 3 of the audio comics series of the Scarlet Sapphire story by Lightning Strike Comics. I hope you enjoyed this 3-part series. I'm hoping to try and get some more, because this sort of part series, in editing and all the other stuff, it took quite a long period of time for me. So I hope you enjoyed it. It'll be coming out this probably today or Monday. And as always, keep PhantomCaving, and we'll see you next time.